Okay? Telegram, Facebook, YouTube, TikTok. We're live right now. We're talking about plant-based versus animal-based. And we're going to talk about the difference between plant-based medical medium style, animal protein medical medium style. Because you could be on an animal protein diet, a clean one, or you can be on this animal protein diet or this keto animal protein diet. You're like, oh, I'm doing medical medium on the animal protein. I'm keeping it clean, whatever. I'm keeping it nice and good. And no. You could be plant-based or vegan and be like, well, I went medical medium. I'm vegan now. It's like, dude, you can go vegan out there in the vegan world and get sick. That's what you can do. I've watched it for years and years and years, for 30 years out there. Because it's not just medical medium is vegan. Because vegan's nutritional yeast, vegan's all kinds of stuff. Vegan is soy sauce with MSG. Vegan is high fat. Vegan is tons of nuts and seeds and nut butters. Vegan is oils fried in pans. Vegan is... So it's like I went vegan. A medical medium now I went vegan. It's like, what do you mean? Are you medical medium plant-based? Or are you just plant-based? Or vegan? Because you could do that all wrong and not heal. You know, I cleaned up, I got rid of processed foods, and now I'm animal protein, keto, animal protein, you know, keeping it all good, but I'm doing medical medium. Sure. But are you doing it right? Are you doing it wrong? How are you doing it? How are you doing your animal protein? Are you still doing eggs? Because if you still got eggs in your animal protein medical medium diet, then we're in trouble. If you're still doing cheese and dairy in your medical medium animal protein diet, then we're in trouble. So that's something to consider right there. That's something to understand. So we're talking about plant-based versus animal-based. That's what we're talking about there. And you can do them both wrong and not heal. There's plenty of sick vegan people out there. Plenty of sick plant-based people out there. Plenty. In fact, where do they go after they get sick? They run back to animal protein. They start out animal protein early in their life. They get sick. Then they go vegan. They get a little bit better. They find some vegan doctor. They find some vegan doctor online. They're doing this and that. And then they get sick again. And now they're back on eggs. And now they're back on dairy products, right, you guys? Have you seen that? And then they're back on eggs and dairy and everything else, right? I just want to give everybody, before we go into the plant-based versus animal-based, which is really an important topic. I can't wait to cover it. This is pretty much the last day for the sale on the juicer, just letting everybody know. I figured I'd do that because once the sale's over and then the DMs start coming through and then people are commenting, where do I get a juicer? What's the best juicer? And I'm like, oh my God, you're going to pay full price. Oh my God, you're going to pay full price. And which is fine because it's still inexpensive compared to other juicers. But the point is that why not save? It's $50 off. So why not? And I talked about why this juicer is so amazing. It saves you so much money that it pays for itself. In a couple of months, the juicer's already paid for. So it's like you didn't even buy it. Basically, I call this like a free juicer in a way because it saves you so much money when you're juicing and other juicers don't, that it actually pays for itself in just a month or two. It's the MM900 HDS. It's the last day of the sale. Okay, so megajuicers.com. You guys know I'm working with the Mega on this juicer because it is one badass juicer. It is so amazing. And it's my favorite. And I'll talk about that in a little bit of why it's so incredible and why you save money and why it matters. So, and you can juice anything in this machine. But it's the last day. I think today's the last day of the sale or tomorrow morning is the last day. All I know it's coming to an end. So I'm just letting everybody know. But I've already saved thousands in food costs because of the juicer. So it's technically bought me like 20, 30 juicers or whatever it is. Now, whatever it is. I don't know how it's, it's incredible. So back to plant-based versus animal-based, right? A really important topic. Hey, I'm doing vegan right now, and I'm doing medical medium. I went vegan. It's like, what vegan did you do? Are you online mixing it up? Are you mixing it up with other vegan doctor stuff? Are you mixing it up with other vegan whatever? Because chances are you're in trap land and you're stepping in landmines and stepping in traps everywhere. You got, like I said, the nutritional yeast. Then you got the chocolate. Well, I can do vegan. I'm still doing chocolate. Let me do cacao in there. Okay, blow out your adrenals. And when you get sick later, that's why you went vegan to begin with, because you're sick. You went sick. When you get sick later, you're not going to know that the cacao powder has to go or you ain't going to stand a chance. The details matter. They so matter, you guys. This is so important. The details so matter in this. They really do. So hey, vegan, and hey, I did medical medium, I was vegan, it didn't work for me. What did you do? Did you do the customized protocols that you can customize within the books? Did you do that? Are you doing like the nutritional yeast and the caffeine and the apple cider vinegar? Hey, I'm doing plant-based and I'm doing medical medium, but you're doing apple cider vinegar. You're not doing medical medium. You're not. It's okay if you want to dabble. Look, there are lots of people that dabble with different things, and they're using medical medium stuff. They're juicing some celery juice, or they're closet drinking celery juice, or whatever they're doing out there, or they're doing some other tools that they learned from medical medium like zinc or something else, and they're doing things, and then they're dabbling though, and they're doing their apple cider vinegar because they found out through some other vegan blah 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 that when we do apple cider vinegar this looks good, but when they get sick, they'll be back over to animal protein land. They'll run scared. And they'll be like, I did the vegan thing. I tried medical medium. They didn't try medical medium. They were doing somebody else's vegan stuff and mixing everything up. This is so important. It's one of the big mistakes I see constantly. It's like, well, wait, what do? I go vegan? Well, first of all, you can be animal protein and do medical medium. You can be animal protein and do medical medium. You can be plant-based and vegan and do medical medium. But are you doing it right? Are you doing it in a way that you're going to heal? Or are you going to do it so you can heal your eczema? Don't you want your eczema gone? Don't you want your psoriasis gone? Your vitiligo gone? Your acne gone? Your dermatitis gone? Your rosacea gone? Don't you want your brain fog gone and your anxiety and depression? Do you want your trigeminal neuralgia gone? Do you want your Hashimoto's gone? Do you want your hyperthyroidism gone? Do you want your RA gone? Do you want your neurological Lyme gone for good? Like your neurological Lyme gone, like for good? Then we just have to get it a little bit right at least. We've got to get it right. So it's not just about, hey, I'm vegan and I'm doing Anthony Williams stuff. No. Are you sure? Because vegan isn't medical medium and animal protein isn't medical medium unless it's medical medium, where you're doing the plant-based diet, but you're doing maybe the medical medium mono cleanse. You're doing the 369, right? You're doing the heavy metal detox cleanse. Moderation doesn't work when you're really sick. Moderation leads to desperation. I told you guys, it leads to desperation. The moderation game takes you to a place where you end up getting in trouble. Look, you don't have to be perfect. I'm going to tell you right now. This is important to know, right? You're probably thinking, well, what? Now I gotta walk such a straight line with my foods. I gotta walk such a straight line with everything. If you're really chronically ill, the details matter, and you do have to walk that straight line. If you can't get there yet, fine, but just know that. If you can't get there yet, just know that, though. Symptoms can be stubborn, and if they're stubborn with you and your symptoms are really hanging in there, then we gotta walk the straight line. We have to get there. We do. If you want to dabble, fine, but just know that's what you're doing, and that's okay. I got a friend. It's like, look, I'm dabbling in your stuff, and then when I get sick, I dabble in your stuff again. I do more stuff of your stuff, and then when I'm sicker, I do more stuff until I'm better, and then I go back and forth. I'm like, why do you do that? Why don't you just get better completely, put it behind you, and know what to do? I'm like, well, I'll do it. Here's what it is. It's okay if you want to dabble. It's okay. But just know that's what you're doing. You haven't gone all the way. You're eating eggs once a month. You're having a little butter here in your coffee. You're having a little butter here in your food. You're having some gluten. You're having some dairy products, right, you guys? You're having some cheese. You're eating vegan cheese, which is god-awful for the body. You're eating vegan cheese. And you're eating corn, right? You're eating corn. But just know, sure, that's okay. But because addictions are tough. Like, I'm not shaming anybody. I'm not saying my way or the highway. I'm not. I want you here, and I want you learning. I want you juicing celery juice. I want you to have a medical device like this someday in your life, okay? And I want you to be able to juice that celery juice. If you're dabbling, you're dabbling. But I also want you to know that you can get better if you know the way. If you know the way, you can get better. You guys on TikTok, you can get better. You guys on Facebook, you guys on YouTube, you can get better. You guys on Telegram, you can get better. You can. And if you're not there yet because you can't let go of the chocolate, you can't let go of the caffeine can't let go of the green tea and the coffee, and you can't let go of the energy drinks, and you can't let go of the apple cider vinegar and the nutritional yeast and the eggs and the dairy products and the gluten and the corn, if you can't let go of the pork or whatever it is that you're doing, the bacon, I get it. But if you're really sick or you're struggling, we can go all the way when you're ready. They get us by death by 1,000 cuts, just so you guys know. A little bit here and a little bit there and a little bit here, a little apple cider vinegar jab, ugh. You know? A little bit of MSG and the natural flavors, ugh. Fragrances we're breathing in all the time because we think it's okay for us. Oh, another knife. Caffeine in different ways, chocolate, ugh. Stabbed again. Fats, ugh, stabbed again. Right? Too many fats. The traps are there. The death by 1,000 cuts is there. And over time, if we're sick, it gets us. And it gets us. Next thing you know, we got cataracts. Degenerative eye problems and cataracts and stuff like that. Next thing you know, people got that kind of stuff. Next thing you know, they got like retinas detaching. Next thing you know, they got all kinds of eye diseases. Next thing you know, they got severe blurry vision. Right? Next thing you know, they got brain fog and eye floaters and pain in their neck and pain in their head and ringing in the ears and vertigo and dizziness. And they got all the vertigo and dizziness. Right? Check out the Apple Cider Vinegar podcast at Medical Meme Podcast at Apple Podcasts. And check out the Coffee Matcha Tea Chocolate episode at Medical Meme Podcast at Apple Podcasts when you get a chance. Death by 1,000 cuts is a real thing. So, hey, look, I'm doing vegan. I'm vegan. I don't need to do medical medium. Isn't he just a vegan guy or something? And I got this other vegan situation going over here. And then when you're sick, you'll be gobbling down those eggs. You'll be running for those eggs. You know why vegans don't rip down eggs? First of all, they don't know what they do. Unless they know info, they don't know that eggs feed all the viruses inside your body that keep you sick. Eggs feed all the bacteria and fungus and yeast and mold that's inside your body and keeps you sick. So eggs feed all the stuff inside of us that keeps us sick, right? And I talked about that over and over again. You guys know I talked about it in the books and stuff like that. But what happens with the vegans and the plant-based people? They get sick because they're cranking the high fats. They're drowning their gallbladders and liver out. They're killing their pancreases with the fats. They're told to eat too much fat, right? And then they're doing that. And then they're doing the poisons like the MSG and the apple cider vinegar and everything. And they're burning themselves out. And then their pathogens crank up. And when their pathogens crank up, they're sick as a vegan. And now they're proving the animal protein world right, that veganism is bullshit. You know, the animal protein tagline. It's like, yeah, vegans, all the vegans are sick. All the plant-based people are sick. Meanwhile, all the animal protein people are sick, too. All of them. The keto people, they get sick. Sure, if you've never been sick before and you're some guy that had a little bit of weight on you and you go into the gym for the first time in your life and you're 35 years old and you start eating keto, you're going to start looking a little better and feeling a little better because it's definitely better than what you were doing. But if you get a real problem, that keto diet will kill you. You can do animal protein, but if you do it right and you do it medical medium style, you can stand a chance. Same thing with the plant-based stuff, right? Same thing with the plant-based stuff. You can do the plant-based stuff totally wrong, and get yourself sick. And then you're sucking down those eggs. You know why plant-based people don't rip apart eggs? Because, man, they love their eggs. They went plant-based, and it's the one place they feel like if they just get convinced that eggs are still really good for them, they'll eat them again, right? And if they get sick, man, they're going to be back. They're going to be back on their eggs if they get sick. Thumbs up if you like this video. Thumbs up if you hate this video. Double thumbs up if you hate me. Because a lot of people do. I have not made a lot of friends. The apple cider vinegar people hate me. The alkaline ionizer poisonous water people hate me. And scam people hate me. Kombucha tea people hate me because guess what? There's caffeine in kombucha tea. Plus it turns your blood into acid. I haven't made a lot of friends there. I've made other friends though in my life, right? Some of the most powerful people in the world, right? People I've been helping their families for the last 35 years. People that have flown their private jets around the world looking for somebody to help them, and they found me at my office. I've made some really powerful, amazing friends in the world, and I've made other friends in the world too. They're beautiful, spiritual, wonderful people and just incredible souls. But I certainly haven't made a lot of friends in the alternative medicine industry, I can tell you that right now. Because everywhere I turn, someone's trying to screw somebody over, and I talk about it, and then all of a sudden, I'm now the enemy. Ionizer water machine people screwing everybody over with their scam water machines, poisonous water. I swear to God. I swear to God that stuff is so bad for you, right? I mean that. Same thing, you know what? The apple cider vinegar stuff. Great way to burn out your stomach glands, destroy your digestive tract, and dissolve your teeth. But the apple cider vinegar world's got $1 billion invested in it, so yeah, I become the enemy. Caffeine industry, the same thing. But you know what? We're going to talk about the plant-based versus animal-based protein, fat, talk, whatever. We're going to cover that a little bit. Just want to give you a rundown, the sales ending on the juicer. Just give you that rundown, you guys. This is the MM900 HDS. MM900 HDS. What you won't find with this juicer is the metal gears scratching against each other. Please know that. Okay? There's people out there that say, oh, I got a cold press juicer, and the metal gears are grinding against each other. You don't know it, but the masticating gears are grinding against each other. Metal particles are in everybody's juice. Another thing you won't find with this is another thing, and metal's not easy to get out of your body. That metal's not easy. It's not like that's easy to get out. It sits inside of you when you're getting all those metal parts in your juicers. Another thing is, how come that's not wet and sloppy? How come that's dry? How come? Look at that. Nice and dry. That's because you're saving money. Saving money. Save another $20 this week. Save another $30 this week right there. Less celery. Incredible. Can't get that with other juicers. It's not going to happen. It's the only juicer, the MM900 HDS. It's at megajuicers.com. Just letting you guys know the sale's ending. It's $50 off. You get the celery juice book right now too if you want it. So, this is an herbal extraction. Just know that. I've told you guys that before. Have you had your celery juice today? I want to know if anybody's had their celery juice today. At all, have you? Just curious. You guys had your celery juice yet today? Machine is low noise, very quiet. You don't wake up the family, easy to clean. It's just ridiculously awesome, man. It's ridiculously awesome. I'm letting everybody know about this juicer when it's on sale because I feel bad when everybody's asking me, what do I do? What do I do? People complain about celery costing money. Well, this saves you the money and pays for itself. So this juicer pays for itself. That's what's incredible. It pays for itself. So it'll be paid for shortly after you buy it. It'll be paid for. How incredible is that? How incredible is that? 64 ounces celery juice today. Katie? Whoa, nice. Well, you're doing it. Oh my God, you're not messing around. You are not messing around. Amazing. Incredible. That's incredible. So, I'm so glad you guys are doing your celery juice. You did it. You just had it. Jen Coffin, you just had it. Anna, yes you did. Junia, everybody having it on TikTok? Amazing. Amazing. So, somebody asked on TikTok, where can I buy it? At megajuicers.com. It's the MM900 HTS. That's, there's other juicers there, but it's not going to do this. So I'm letting you know. So if you get the wrong juicer, so make sure you ask other people too that know about the MM900 HTS. That's the dry pulp right there. It's just in my fingers. Okay, that's dry. I'm just showing you the bottom of the container on TikTok. You see this, you guys? On Telegram, you see this? This is not a camera trick. That's dry. That's dry. Can you believe that? I mean, I'm serious. It blows my mind every time. That's dry pulp. Everything squeezed out of it. That's a dry pulp container. What? I mean, when I look at it, I'm like, this is like for real? Like, in fact, it's so dry. It's so dry. It's actually like, it's kind of like freaking me out a little bit because it doesn't make any sense, but it does make sense. It's designed to squeeze basically every last drop out of your celery, and then you save because you can buy, you buy less celery, and then that's $20 you just saved, and then it adds up, and then the juicer's paid for, and then boom, like how insane is that? It's just crazy. This is crazy. Karen says, can the celery juice be frozen? If not, how many days can you store it in the fridge? Look, 24 hours in the fridge is not the end of the world. Sometimes I've gone as far as 48 hours and then consumed it. Okay, so if you had to do 48 hours in the fridge and consuming it, it's still better than anything else you can get out there. Okay? If you have to freeze it because you need it a week later or something like that, freeze it. Don't add any water to it. Don't add any ice to it. Don't add any lemon to it. Don't add anything to it, you guys. So important. So important. But did you see that? I'm still actually like, it's so dry, it's coming out like dust, and the bottom's dry. It's just, the amount you save is ridiculous, and it's incredible. And that's what's amazing right there on its own. I love it. It's my favorite. It's so incredible. Another thing too to know that you want to strain it. So I'm showing everybody right now that you want to strain your celery juice. So keep in mind that you always want to strain it. This is an herbal extraction like tea. Okay, when you have herbal tea, you're extracting herbal medicine from that tea. So if you have your chamomile tea, just say, or your peppermint tea, or if you're having your licorice tea, chamomile tea, whatever tea you're having, right? Because a lot of people drink chamomile tea, that's why I'm using that one. And you do your tea bag, your chamomile tea bag in there. You don't cut open the tea bag and get all those gritty pieces of fiber because it was extracted. You did the hot water extraction in your herbal tea, you see? So that's the same thing. This is not a vegetable. So important for you guys to know that this is not a vegetable. It's not a veggie. It's not. And when you hear a dietitian out there, or if you hear even a plant-based so-called expert or a vegan expert call it a vegetable, it's like, whoa, you just don't know. You just don't know when you hear that. It's like they don't get it. That's an herbal extraction. This is herbal medicine. It's partly why it heals people to the degree it does. It's really so healing, right? So why is celery juice healing us? Why is it healing millions of people around the world? Why is it doing that? Dr. Fon, good to see you. Incredible. Do you eat the shells of the nuts? That's really funny. If you're sensitive because you got a lot of pathogens and you don't know it, like you got the H. pylori in your gut, and you got the E. coli and the C. diff, and you got the streptococcus, and you don't know this, but you're filled with yeast, mold, unproductive fungus, and pathogens and everything inside your body and your liver, inside your intestinal tract, and you do celery juice, you might be a little sensitive, so you start with a smaller amount when you first start. You don't have to start with 16 to 32 ounces. You can start with 4 ounces and build yourself up. Start with 8 ounces, right? Maybe you can go into it right away at 16 ounces. And you can do that. Celery juice is a complete electrolyte. That's why it holds power, you guys. So let's cover that for a second. This is important, right? This is really important. Your brain needs electrolytes. Critical. Trace mineral salts and electrolytes, but it doesn't need salt. Like salt you're throwing on, like sea salt on your food or rock salt, or it doesn't need that kind of salt. It needs trace minerals that are attached to the sodium in celery. It's an entirely different salt. It's not the same. It's not the same as sea salt or the same as like a rock salt or anything, okay? This is packed with trace minerals, sodium cluster salt. So that's basically you got a little solar system with trace minerals around it inside of here. And it goes to the brain and it recharges your neurotransmitters and your neurons. Your neurotransmitters and neurons is really important to know. It's a complete electrolyte. So let's cover that for a second. Every time you eat, check this out. If you guys got a second, I know you're busy. If you eat something, you're trying to collect an electrolyte from it, parts of electrolytes. So when you have a banana, or you have a nut, or you have avocado, or you have a little piece of chicken, whatever you eat, what you're doing is you're trying to collect electrolytes from everything you're eating. Did you guys know that? You're trying to collect electrolytes from everything you're eating. But guess what? Dr. Sherry Green, good to see you. They're not complete electrolytes. It's not complete. You're trying to piecemeal your electrolytes with everything you're eating. So when you have your salad, you're trying to piece together electrolytes. When you have your animal protein, you're trying to piece together some. If you're plant-based and you're having your nut butters and avocado, you're trying to piece together electrolytes. But guess what? Why is celery juice reversing disease, healing people, changing their lives, turning their lives around like no tomorrow? One of the reasons is it's a complete electrolyte. There's nothing else on the planet that's a complete electrolyte. Newsflash. There's nothing else on the planet that's a complete electrolyte. And that's what's incredible about that. It's just one big, huge reason, right? If you guys just got on, I was telling everybody that it's $50 off. It's like the sale's ending. It's ending soon. I just blew my mind again by talking about the pulp and how dry the container is, right? Celery juice kills pathogens, viruses, and bacteria, all the bad stuff inside of us. It starts to kill it. So as you drink your celery juice, it's starting to kill those bugs inside of us. So everybody's running around. You got Hashimoto's? Well, guess what? You got Epstein-Barr in your thyroid. You got eczema psoriasis? You got Epstein-Barr in your liver, okay? You got acne? You got streptococcus in your lymphatic system and your liver and other places. See? That's how it works. So these little bugs are why everybody's sick. You got neurological Lyme. You got both strep and you got lots of bugs like shingles, Epstein-Barr. You get fever blisters? Any of you guys ever get a fever blister? Simplex 1. That simplex, not friendly, likes to hide all in the nerves, the trigeminal nerves, loves to hide in there, loves to hide in the brainstem sometimes. And then it creates all these migraines in people, creates all these other things. Trigeminal neuralgia, you're hurting here. Well, guess what? Celery juice kills off that simplex, which is your trigeminal neuralgia. Think about that. How incredible is that, you guys? It's one of the medical medium tools, but it's a great start. And it's a great finish. It's incredible. Talk a little bit about the plant-based animal protein thing. Okay? So the animal protein people are infamous for ripping apart plant-based diet people. Back in the older day, you guys, it was so rough. Every time Spirit of Compassion wanted to get somebody on the plant-based, right, the proper plant-based foods so they can heal, they'd be up against the whole thing of like angry family members, angry doctors saying you're starving yourself eating fruits and herbs and wild foods and vegetables and leafy greens. And it was never easy for the plant-based, someone going plant-based, right? Now it's more accepted, the whole bit, but still the animal protein movement still says some of the same talking points. You're eating rabbit food, you're starving your children, You're hurting your children by not giving them enough protein. You're protein deficient yourself. Like, they say all kinds of terrible talking points, right? And then the plant-based vegan people, attack the protein people and the animal protein people and say you're killing animals, you're heartless, you're cruel, right? And so there are two diet belief systems. Medical medium information, this is so important, details matter, okay, is about why you're sick. It's not about picking a side of a diet belief system. If you pick a side of a diet belief system, you just screwed a whole bunch of people where they won't heal. Doctors do it all the time. You screw over a whole bunch of people and they don't heal if you pick a diet belief system. Practitioners and nutritionists totally do it all the time. Once you pick one side, you're gonna not get a lot of people better. That's how it works. If you go one side, it's not good. Now, you can be on one side, you can be plant-based and you stay plant-based. You can be animal protein, stay animal protein if you want. I always tell plant-based people, stay plant-based if you're plant-based. You better believe it, stay plant-based. But learn how to do it right so you don't get in trouble. And if you're animal protein, stay animal protein, but learn how to do it right so you don't get in trouble. Info was never on one side of the aisle or another. And that's why so many people got their lives back, because they brought in medical medium tools while they were animal protein. They were doing it right while they were plant-based and doing it right. And they brought in the medical medium tools. You guys hear that on TikTok, Telegram? It's the only healing community that doesn't pick sides. We got animal protein people here and we got plant people here. That's right. And always did. The other communities, it's like political or something. It's either you're plant-based or it's the animal protein community, the keto community, animal keto, and then the plant-based keto, right? Just plant-based diet, eating tons of fats. People just do it no matter what. You don't have to name it keto or not. They're just doing it. And on that note of keto anyway, on a separate note, if you guys want a detail that matters, no one's keto. Because the minute they went off the carnivore, keto was just the carnivore diet back years ago, decades ago. Because the only way to go into ketosis is just be on meat only. No one's on meat only unless they do the carnivore diet. The carnivore diet should get a new name. It should be called the keto diet, unless the carnivore diet throws in sugar, which they did now, and they've thrown in honey, so they're not keto either. They used to be keto, but nobody's keto. It's another way you know something's wrong with the system when they can't even get their facts right. So when you're doing keto, you're totally like screwed over in the whole thing. And I'll say it. I say that a lot because when you're duped and tricked and the wool's pulled over your eyes, right? And you've been bamboozled, that's what it is. You've basically been screwed over. Duped, tricked, bamboozled, all of it. Wool pulled over your eyes, that's what that is. So here you are thinking you're keto, but you're not. You can't go into ketosis because avocado has sugar in it. Avocado was never in the keto diet. The keto diet killed people because there was no sugar in it. The keto diet killed people back in the day. Did you guys know that? They died when they actually only did it. They did it like where it's ketosis, where you only do little pieces of meat all day. 6 months, 8 months later, a year later, they would go into some kind of kidney failure and die. But see, keto diet lets in berries now and they let in avocados. There's sugar in those. So you can't go into ketosis. Get it right, people. Not you guys, the keto people, the so-called experts. Nuts have sugar in them. That's why they're sweet. So many nuts are sweet. Cheese has sugar in it. So what they did was they let cheese and nuts and avocado and green juices that have sugar in them, they let in all these sugar like avenues in. All these foods that have sugar in them, so it's not keto. Like, how can you plan on healing when they don't even have it right and know what they're even talking about? Now, you're somebody that might be like, well, I got better on keto. Okay, fine, but when you get real sick, you'll see where, you got duped. That's how it's done out there. And you can dabble in medical medium. Totally cool. I want you to do that if you want to do that. I want you to know you can go in and out of MM, but call it like it is. I'm dabbling in MM. I'm plant-based, but I'm not medical medium plant-based. I'm animal protein, but I'm not medical medium animal protein. I'm dabbling. Call it like it is. It's okay. It's all right. Don't say I did medical medium for 3 years, but you didn't because you did all this ACV and all this kombucha tea and all this nutritional yeast and all this vegan cheese and all this corn and then and all this caffeine and all this chocolate. And then you said you've been doing medical medium for 3 years, and then you write a post saying I did medical medium for 3 years and I'm still not better. And all that does is hurt people. Me, I'll be fine. But guess what? Somebody on Mattress Island just got tricked. Because that person wasn't doing MM, but the person on Mattress Island that came across medical medium that needs a way out because she's been on with Mattress Island suffering. She's 24 years old or 28 years old and can't get a start in her life or his life, and they're on Mattress Island or on Couch Island, and they read somewhere someone said, I did medical medium for 3 years and I didn't get better. Oh yeah, I'd love to be a fly on the wall. And that's the whole thing. It's important to know. Love to be a fly on the wall. Using celery juice is one of medical medium tools. It's one of them, and it's an incredible place to start. It's one powerful tool. And if you're dabbling, it's fine. If you just do celery juice, I said this for years. If you can just do celery juice, that would be great. If you can just do the heavy metal detox smoothie, that would be great. If you can just get rid of the gluten and the dairy, that would be great. If you can get rid of the eggs, that would be great. Just one, if it's one step at a time. I'm there with you guys on that. I am. But keep it straight when someone's talking about medical medium. Like, yeah, I dabbled. Maybe I could have done a little bit more. Maybe I didn't read his books thoroughly. I get it. His books are medical textbooks. It's a legendary book at this point now. Millions of copies have been around the world because people healed. There's no marketing campaign for it. There's no marketing companies. I don't have a publicist. Okay? I don't have all that. I don't have an agent. I don't do that kind of stuff. I believe in just organic people healing and telling another person. That's what I believe in. And it's the best-selling book in the world, basically, in health. And that's what's incredible. And it's because people are getting their lives back. Read the book when you get a chance. Katora says, what if all we can get is conventional celery, non-organic? Then get it. Get conventional celery. Get it. That's not a bad thing. Get it, wash it, and wash out the stalks. Okay? Take your fingers and get that water going. Put a little tiny bit of natural dish soap and soap up the water. Soap up the bowl. I would get my bowl out right now and show you, but my bowl's filled with all kinds of stuff, you guys. I was making a whole bunch of stuff earlier. But and then clean out this with your fingers and get it good. Yeah, there's going to be pesticide residue, but guess what? Meaning inside the celery, but guess what? There's pesticide residue in every single conventional produce. And here's the funny thing. There's conventional pesticide residue in every single organic fruit and vegetable. Because all the organic fields were once conventional, and then 7 years passed, 5 years passed, they started the farm, they got the okay to be organic, and the earth is loaded with pesticides. It's okay, because the celery juice outweighs that. The celery juice will drive out and neutralize more pesticide out of your body and pull it out of your body, even when it's conventional celery juice. Don't do HPP, high pressure pasteurization. I'm going to give you a really powerful tip right here. Do not buy celery juice in the bottle at the grocery store, health food store, that says it's fresh and raw, but it wasn't freshly made. It's got a date on it that lasts for quite a while because it's HPP. Total shit. High pressure pasteurization destroys the celery juice. So you're just getting ripped off. I mentioned earlier, don't add anything to your celery juice. No ice, no lemon, no water, no anything else. Drink it straight. Drink it straight. You know how many people I've seen on vegan diets that have come to me for help, even like, high profile people, celebrities, whatever, throughout the years. They're like, they heard about vegan, so hey, let me go do vegan. And they're still sick with something. And then I said, well, what about celery juice? Oh, no, I haven't heard of that. Okay, let's get you on celery juice. 32 ounces every single morning. And it was like miracles happening. Miracles happening. Even with bad vegan and bad plant-based diets. And I say bad because they're riddled in high fat, apple cider vinegar, vinegars in general. They're soy cheese, vegan cheeses, canola oil, corn, vegan restaurant crap, all of it. You guys, vegan cookies, everything. I get it. I know everybody wants to have a field day. They want to have fun. All of that stuff. They do. But the vegan diet and the plant-based diet doesn't mean we're doing it right and we're going to get better or we're not going to get sick. It doesn't mean that. And the animal protein diet is the same way. Same way. Okay? We're up against so many problems with our health more than ever before in our history. Mosquito sprays being dumped on us right now. Definitely. Everywhere. Just planes at night, dump it all night, everywhere. That's what happens. They don't even forewarn people. They don't tell anybody. And chemtrails coming out of the sky, right? Toxic heavy metal exposure all the time, right? Old pharmaceuticals in our system, all this stuff. We're up against so much and so much stress too. When you add it all up, we need some serious fighting tools. And I'm not kidding about the medical device thing where I don't want to be in the hospital, in a hospital bed, nurse, and I'm thirsty. Can you bring me a Dixie cup of water out of the sink, basically? Because in the hospital, that's what you get. I like these medical devices right here. I can't contain myself, right? I have to fool around once in a while. Death by 1,000 cuts. Death by 1,000 cuts is a real deal. Health with Liz. Right? Silly. Ashley Kiven, good to see you. It's truly real about what we're up against, right? So we get hit on all sides, everywhere. So what are we doing about it? What are we doing? Are you doing your lemon water, right? 32 ounces of lemon water first thing in the morning. Boom. Are you knocking down the celery juice? 16 to 32 ounces celery juice. Right after that, 15 to 30 minutes later. Are you guys doing that? Whoa. Are you doing maybe after that, nice big salad, some leafy greens, some spinach, some cilantro, throw a whole bunch of bananas in there if you want, some papaya on top of a nice salad. Later on, have some steamed potatoes. Man, you can go real far. I'm not saying we can't have any avocado, and I'm not saying we can't have any nut butters or something like that. I'm not saying we can't have any olive oil. It's not it. But we literally fat ourselves to death as a vegan, a plant-based person, or an animal protein person. We tank the fat, the vegan cheeses, the soy products, all fat, the nut butters, the nuts. We tank it. And we're eating it all. Too much avocado. I'm going to make a guacamole, though. I am going to do that. Just not today, but I think next time I come back or something, I'll make my famous personal guacamole that I like. I've had, for years and years and years, if I've ever do some guacamole, right? And listen, it depends on, and I'll show you guys how to make it, depends on where somebody's health is at. Somebody be like, oh, he's anti-healthy fat. He doesn't know anything. There's so many experts out there that know that fat's good for you. That's not what I said. I said that if you're sick and you're chronically ill and you can't move the needle, we got to pull the fats out someday. Even if it's a little bit at a time, let's get them out. Depends on where somebody's health is. Someone can have pathogens that can have 2-3 different kinds of Epstein, Barr, cytomegalovirus, HPV. They can have that. They can have a whole bunch of things going on in their system. And pathogens, toxins, metals, everybody has a different brew, right? And fats are in every food. Every single food has a trace of fat in it. A lemon does. Every single trace of food has a trace. Talking about overt fats, radical fats. Anyway, if you're plant-based or animal protein, keep in the back of your mind, are you doing it in a way that's going to secure that you can get better? Are you doing it in a way that you can avoid getting sick or sicker? Are you doing your animal protein diet or your plant-based diet in a way that's right for your body? Are you doing it in a way that can reverse your condition and get you to a place of healing and move the needle and move you forward? You guys, I just want to let you know, last day, or it's tomorrow morning, I don't know what it is, but it's coming to the end on the sale. This is the MM900 HDS. I showed you guys if you just got on here. It's ridiculous. Ridiculous. Dry container. That's not a magic trick. It's dry. That's the pulp. That means you're saving money, and it adds up, and the juicer pays for itself within literally a little time. Because if you need half the celery or, a lot less celery or anything you juice, whoa, are you saving money? It adds up, juicer pays for itself, and then you got more money for food, especially with food costs going up. It's incredible. All right, you guys, I'm heading off to IG. I'm going to turn Telegram back on. I'm going to turn TikTok back on, you guys. I'm heading back to IG, TikTok, Telegram. Let's hope we're not censored. I love you guys. I'll see you soon. About like 10 minutes. Give me 10 minutes. Awesome.